Off the top at 11, fighting the Asian carp invasion. 5 states, including Michigan, suing the federal government.
Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania, all asking the federal government to shut down the Chicago shipping locks that lead to Lake Michigan.
But is all the hype about a problem that could happen overshadowing damage being done by species already in the lake?
24-hour News 8's Tony Telly is live in studio with a look at that. Tony?
Susie and Brian, all the talk about the potential impact of the carp comes as a West Michigan water expert says we don't yet know the full impact of the invasive species that are already here.
Nothing eats them. They don't taste good, and they're everywhere.
They are gobies.
I've caught more gobies in the last week than I've caught edible fish.
The invasive fish that are always stealing angler Jason McPherson's bait never really got the attention Asian carp are grabbing.
Honestly, one, because it's big, people can see it, and two, it jumps. So it's got charisma in that sense. Unfortunately, in the meantime, and not to minimize the potential damage that the Asian carp might do in the Great Lakes, we do have species like the clog and zebra mussels, which are having a true ecological impact and economic impact right now.
Those mussels have been in the Great Lakes for about 20 years. Annis Water Resources Institute Director Alan Steinman says beyond the clogged water pipes that caught some initial attention, mussels are at least partly to blame for smaller salmon in the lake.
When we talk to the old anglers, they talk about 30, 40 pound salmon. It was a regular event to catch those, and that's very rare now.
The problem, the invasive mussels effectively take the energy out of food left for other fish to eat. Those gobies McPherson keeps catching can do the same thing. Steinman likens it to the difference between eating grass and eating a steak. But he says we still don't know the full extent of the impact of invasive species like the mussels.
The trends are there, and there should be a great deal of concern, and I think there is on the part of fishery managers. But right now we're seeing a lot of political theater, and more about the Asian carp than we are about our existing invasive species problems.
Hype, he says, isn't all bad. It can prompt action. One example, the new lawsuit to try to disconnect the Great Lakes from the Mississippi River system, where Asian carp already live. Steinman says closing that artificial connection makes sense.
But people are raising these concerns of Carpageddon, and it's based strictly on emotion and political theater. I'm not saying there couldn't be a problem. We simply don't have enough science to say whether it will or will not. And I'm always cautious about crying wolf.
Or as Jason McPherson puts it,
I guess we won't know until it happens.
Steinman gives this figure to put things in perspective. Of all the non-native species that get into a body of water, 5% can really make a home there. And 5% of that 5% cause environmental or ecological problems. Brian?